high level of intensity on defense and dominate the boards.
We're underway here in the Gate City, Greensboro, North Carolina, as the Aggies and the Cougars get going. You see David Beatty along that far side. There's the lob for Watson, and it's knocked away. As I was mentioning, Beatty, he has struggled of late. This is a transfer from LaSalle, started his career at the University of South Carolina. Over his last 2 games, 7 points per game, shooting just 25% from the field. How do you get a veteran like that rolling?
You try to run some plays for him to see if you can get in some easy shots, and the bucket gets a lot bigger when the ball goes through the hoop.
Scott, stuck. Farrell tries to let it fly, and that is a shot clock violation. And on the back of the uniforms for Carver College, it is not the names of the players. It is, however, a phrase or a saying that each of them has chosen. And so if you see something that's different than what we're calling out on the screen, that is why.
I tell you, both teams started off with good defensive sequences. The Cougars started right now in the 2-3 zone and defended the Aggies very well. And then the Aggies started off with man-to-man. Great move that time by Horton.
Demetric Horton, known for his three-point shooting, 43.5% on the season, was able to draw in the defender there and head to the hole. How important is it for a young man like Demetric Horton to add that as part of his game?
He becomes a part of that big three for the Aggies as far as being able to score the basketball. He, along with Watson and Beatty, will be that guys that they're going to depend upon to, and especially until Mr. Powell gets on the court.
Here's Watson, tries to. Guys who had the big-time weekends down in Florida, Will Jones is going to need that type of production out of those two young men, Marcus Watson and Demetric Horton, the two transfers for the rest of the season.
Tell you what, they both have excellent statistics as far as field goal and three-point percentage, and both averaging 5+ rebounds.
From the wing, it's Scott. That three won't go. The rebound collected by August. And Scott will go ahead and put up another one. That won't go as well.
Dylan Scott's a 6'5" freshman, averaging close to 13 points.
And Demetric Horton continues his hot shooting. Over the last 2 games, 21 points per game, shooting 62.5% from beyond the arc.
Tell you what, he's a big spark for the Aggies is Horton.
Scott throws it down low, and Sims will go ahead and retreat. It's a 5-guard lineup for Carver. Here's Scott from downtown. That one rims out, nothing doing. Grabbed by Horton. And he'll leave it for Langley, the grad student, to bring all the way down the floor to the hole and has his shot blocked. It's cleaned up by Webster Fillmore.
Nice follow-up that time by Fillmore. Johnny on the spot. Aggies are showing a little 1-3-1 half-court zone that's disrupting the Cougars.
Sims. He'll feed it to Coley. Over to the wing now for Carver College. A&T forcing Carver to work deep into the shot clock.
And now A&T goes from a 1-3-1 half-court zone to man-to-man.
And a deep shot and make from Dylan Scott, who dropped in 16 points against McNeese a couple weeks ago. Horton's response is short, and it's grabbed by Carver College. So the Cougars on the board and trailing by 4.
Tell you what, Scott is very offensive-minded. He's had a nice-looking three-point lefty shot that last time down.
Scott stops on the baseline. Tries to feed it inside. 9 on the shot clock to work with for Glenn Sims. Sims kicks it. The shot on the way from Coley. That one won't go. And here comes A&T. It's David Beatty.
That was a nice two-handed rebound that last time by Beatty.
The lob pass inside to Fillmore. Backing down, and he is fouled.
Very rarely plays the home game. As you said, they barnstorm all around the country.
Watson. Short corner shot. That one off the mark. Grabbed by A&T, and the Aggies can reset the offense.
Nice little pull-up that time by Watson. He's a young man with a multitude of talent, can score in a lot of different ways.
8 on the shot clock. That pass gets knocked away. Sims in the other direction.
Aggies doing a good job of transition defense, making the Cougars play 5-on-5.
That one from the wing for Sims is long, and Carver College so far doing a nice job on the boards.
Tell you what, they are playing with confidence, moving the ball very well. Just can't get it to go.
Scott able to draw the N1.
Nice move that time from the wing by Byron Scott. And he got hit on the play, got a chance to get a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
So Bryson Scott, the 87.5% free throw shooter, will head to the line. He's averaged 10 points per game over his last 2, almost doubling his season total.
He and Dylan Scott have been pretty much the offense for the Cougars this afternoon.
That one won't go. Poked out by Horton, and the Aggies able to end the threat. The kick out. Beatty from the corner. That one no good. And we have a whistle and a foul. At what point, Coach, do you need to try and sit somebody like David Beatty and let them work it out in practice and try and get their shot back? Because it's now a few games in a row that he has struggled.
Well, I think that Coach Jones is trying to show confidence in him. And in a game like this is the game right here that he really needs to be allowed to play through it because, you know, on paper, you should win this basketball game. And so hopefully he'll get it going in a game like this where his talent level is just actually better than the young men, you know, representing the Carver College basketball program.
Well, Cam Langley is hunched over and was limping.
And he was actually hurt in the Sanford game, correct?
He was banged up and then was not able to finish the St. Francis game. And so Kyle Duke, who is getting ready to check in.
So that was St. Francis. And Kyle Duke has been a pleasant surprise for the Aggies. Young man from Canada.
So Cam Langley's going to try and finish this shot off, and then we'll take a seat.
It's always great to see Cam make a free throw. And I just jinxed him.
He missed that one. Ball is scooped up and taken by Auguste. And you see Langley hobbling down the floor. He needs to go down and take a knee. Because he is not healthy.
Yeah, he's hobbling. They need to get him out. They're going to need him on Tuesday. They need to get him out. He's hobbling bad.
Morris. That one goes. And now Langley is going to come out.
And that's the opening in the zone is right at the free throw line area. Harry found it that last time and knocked a little mid-range jump shot down. Nice ball movement by the Aggies. A little pressure being utilized by the Aggies. 2-2-1, three-quarter court pressure.
Will Jones known for switching up his defenses.
He does an excellent job with that.
To the wing, it's Farrell. That one stolen away by Milton Matthews, who checked in. And now it's taken back by Carver College. The layup is good for Antoine Farrell, who scored 13 the other night against UT Martin.
And the last game that I broadcast for the Aggies was against Wake Forest, and Milton Matthews had an outstanding game.
Scored 15 points in that one.
Shot the ball extremely well from the three-point line.
The feed into Robinson, and that one is taken away.
As the Aggies have been very sloppy with the basketball.
Is that a worry for you as a head coach when you play a game like this?
Yes,
and
yes.
Your team will not come ready to play and will match the talent of your opponent as that one is stripped away and it'll go out of bounds off of Carver College?
That's certainly a worry for a head coach, because no matter what you do to try to inspire your team, to try to motivate your team, they'll look at the 0-10 record and say, coach, come on, man, give us a break. And they'll come in the game with that kind of mindset.
Matthews from downtown. That one won't go.
It will take a while for them to get going. Like right there. You got to make those kind of little chippies right there.
Here's a goose from downtown. That one was to tie it, and it won't go. Horton now on the run. And he will draw the foul, and will head to the line for the and one opportunity.
Nice body use of his left shoulder that time to create the foul opportunity for Dimitri Horton.
So Dimitri Horton will step to the stripe.
He's been having a laser stroke over the last few ball games, shooting at a very high clip from the three-point line.
Oh, Will Jones and some of the other members of the staff here at North Carolina A&T had told us that Dimitri Horton was having a phenomenal offseason, that his shooting was tremendous, all that it was built up to be from the folks that had seen him transfer. And so when he started out cold, it was a bit of a surprise to folks here at North Carolina A&T, but starting to settle in.
And they're going to really need him moving into Big South play. Like I said, that three-pronged attack with Watson, Beatty, and Horton as their primary offensive threats, with Cam Langley being the distributor.
The drop-off and the block. At the same time, Coach, you see Horton rip that shot, no good. That pass and that layup, in a Big South game, that shot's not being blocked. That shot's going in for 2 points. Auguste misses off the heel.
Well, we got an up-and-down, fast-paced game right now.
Carver College 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. The feed down low to Robinson, and he's able to put it home.
A strong move that time by Robinson.
Number 1, Jeremy Robinson.
As the Aggies have a 14-7 lead with 11:10 to go in this first half. Aggies doing a fairly decent job on the defensive end. Just got to clean it up a little bit on the offensive end.
And that one
to keep improving.
Here's Sims. And he will draw the foul.
Sims did a nice job that time of showing the basketball, a show and go move to create the foul that time.
Glenn Sims averages 1.5 points per game, but the offense seems to move through him. Kent tried to do something with it. It'll get knocked out with 4 on the shot clock, and Carver College will have a baseline out of bounds.
Let's see how they set up with a baseline out of bounds set.
Farrell from downtown. That one good from Antoine Farrell.
He's the young man that the coach is tremendously high on. Antoine Farrell had a great game the other night against UT Martin, had 19 points.
Kyle Duke from beyond the arc. That one long. Gets his own board, takes it and throws it up. Can't finish. And that rebound scooped up by Carver College in transition. Sims to the wing. Farrell, that one no good. And Matthews able to grab the board.
Tell you what, Carver College Cougars, these guys are not hesitant about getting a shot up from the three-point line. They've taken close to double-digit threes already, and we have another 9 minutes to go. Right now they're showing again that 3-2 zone. The Aggies need to work the high post and then go inside out.
A&T shooting just 6 of 16 so far this evening. The baseline jumper goes, and that's how you get teams out of the zone, by making shots.
Right. That was a nice move by Milton Matthews. Nice, and they hit the high post to Harry Morris, and he went to Matthews. Excellent ball movement versus the zone.
Sims tries to throw up the runner. It won't go. And here comes Duke in transition. A&T trying to run the offense now. And we have a whistle and a foul on Serena Williams, who went in there with the hand check.
And one thing Coach Jones is known for, he plays a lot of people, and he's played at least 9 people so far.
It's Aggie basketball.
And he loves to use multiple defenses.
Watson to the rack and attacks and scores.
Watson.
Excellent drive that time by Watson.
Marcus Watson seems to play better when he uses his all-around game compared to just settling for three-pointers.
Right, and that's what he's a multifaceted player who can score inside, can score outside. And when his outside shot is going, that just makes him, a double-edged sword.
What is the infatuation with the three-point shot? North Carolina A&T, 1 of 7 so far tonight from downtown as Farrell misses that one, and the rebound is scooped up by Kent. Sims will try again, and that one knocked out, grabbed by Farrell now. 10 on the shot clock. The teardrop won't go, and Morris secures the board. But it seems like North Carolina A&T loves to settle for that three-pointer, and yet shooting just 31.5% on the season.
It's a blessing and a curse. And the blessing is if you can make 40% of them, then the analytics say that's the way to play. But if you're only making 25% of them, you're going to find yourself shooting threes and getting the kind of game that you can't win. Steph Curry and his ability to shoot the three-point shot has changed the game, and everybody thinks they are mini Steph Curry when they really aren't. And if you watch college basketball, Spence, as you do, pretty much everybody runs the same type of offense. 4-round-1 with a high ball screen, space the floor on the weak side.
Here's Watson, sends it into Morris, takes it to the hole and scores.
A game like this, Morris should dominate with his size. They should really get him going and get his confidence going, because he should have an excellent game against the smaller Cougars.
Well, Morris had himself a big game against USF. 10 rebounds, 8 blocks, and it hasn't been replicated since.
Right, and that's the inconsistency that you get from a Morris.
Duke trying to control the offense, sends it inside to Watson, kicks it, Matthews, triple, no good. And here comes Carver. It's Scott.
Aggies doing a good job of getting back. The Cougars are running that high ball screen. They really need Farrell and Dylan Scott to get it going. Here's Scott, just as I've talked about.
That one from the wing, no good, and a foul is...
Do a much better job on the offensive end.
Kent able to drain the first. Earned 3 shots after the foul before the timeout. And this is where Carver College, hanging in here deep into the first half. I mean, at some point, if you're Will Jones, you have to light that fire under your team.
You're right, and Carver College actually has done an excellent job in this first half. Just has not been so overly efficient on the offensive end, and obviously the Aggies have not been very efficient at all.
A&T shooting 42.5% from the field, however, just 11.1% from downtown. Beatty from the wing, that one good.
And that's a confidence builder for David Beatty, to be able to see the ball go through the rim. The rim gets a lot larger when the ball goes through.
The other part of the equation is that both teams, for the most part, have gone very deep into the shot clock, limiting the amount of possessions in this game.
Nice move that time by Dylan Scott. Put it on the deck and took it to the rim.
Robinson from the corner. And he's unable to make it a 4-point play, but will head to the line for 3 shots.
Not a very smart foul that time by Holloman.
Foul charge to 0.
So Jeremy Robinson, the Raleigh, North Carolina native, will step to the line where he's only shooting 25% on the season. Averaging 5.6 points per game and scored 11 points against St. Francis after going 5 of 5 from the field.
And the Aggies, during the course of their 8-game season so far, have kind of shared the wealth as far as, who's become the leading scorer. There's no set guy, even though Watson is their primary offensive threat. Milton Matthews, Robinson, Horton, all these guys have gotten in the action, and they're going to need all these guys to be proficient once Big South play starts. Aggies showing the 1-3-1 half-court trap again, which is basically keeping the Cougars a little bit off rhythm offensively.
Sims tries to throw it down the court, and it will go out of bounds.
Good half-court defensive sequence that time by the Aggies. They now have a double-digit lead, 24-14.
Tyler May. Now it's Beatty to the hole. Up, under, can't finish. The rebound bounces out to the Cougars, and here comes Sincere Jacobs-Holloman.
Nice move that time by Beatty. Just couldn't get it to go down.
Scott to Jacobs-Holloman. And now the Cougars in the offense. Dylan Scott from downtown. That one won't go. And Carver now 2 of 14 from beyond the arc.
Tell you what, they're moving the ball very well out of Cougars. Just can't finish it. Make the shot.
May able to get himself on the score sheet. He has struggled mightily over his last 4 games. Just 1.8 points per game, 2 of 16 from the field.
And he's a guy that early in the season was the primary offensive focal point for the Aggies with that mid-range game.
We have an arm bar foul, as Demetric Horton will come in for Kyle Duke. And Stefan Auguste will make his way back into the game as well, checking in for Bryson Scott. Carver College, a school that plays Division I's in order to maintain the funds that they need to keep their program afloat. You do have to wonder how a team like Carver would do against like programs. A Mid-Atlantic Christian, which is on the Aggie schedule later in the season. It has to be mentally and physically draining to play 30 different Division I schools in a season.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and it wears on the coaches, obviously, and it wears on the players, but they understand what they bought into when you go to Carver College and the kind of program that Coach Spencer is trying to build. They understand that they're going to take a few L's, but they do it, to build, as you say, to build a budget for the athletic program. And give these young men credit. They compete at a very high level.
Beatty accepts the pass from May and drains the 3.
Just what we were talking about, the question you asked me early on, when do you sit Beatty? And I said, well, this kind of game, you've got to let him play through, and hopefully he'll make some shots. And so far, that's what he's doing.
Here's Sims, 8 to work with on the shot clock. Scott from downtown, that one won't go. Batted out, and it will head in the other direction for A&T.
Nice dribble drive that time by Sims. Kicked it over to Scott. Scott just couldn't get the three ball to fall. Cougars showing a little 1-2-2 3-quarter pressure now.
Robinson from beyond the arc. That one won't go for the southpaw. The rebound put back for Tyler May.
Right place at the right time was Tyler May. Aggies sticking with the half-court 1-3-1 to keep the Cougars off rhythm.
Coley stops, pops, can't finish. And Fillmore able to finally secure the basketball. Here comes Demetric Horton. May, the Euro step. The lob won't go. The putback falls for Fillmore.
Nice hustle that time by Webster Fillmore. Young man that does all the little things for the Aggies.
Carver College doing a nice job limiting the amount of possessions.
Carrying the basketball and letting everybody get involved in the offensive execution of your play sets. And guys that are coming off the bench, the Milton Matthews, the Kyle Dukes, the Webster Fillmores, those young men, a game like this, you should be able to help build their confidence because they're going to get a lot of minutes tonight because of the potential score of the game. Right now, you're up 33-15 or 33-14, 15 actually.
And for the Cougars, number 5, Bryson Scott.
That one goes for Coley.
Now on the 1-3-1 half-court trap, both teams have utilized the 1-3-1 in this game. The Cougars are in it now. Aggies got to work the high post. Right there, drop it down.
Why is that a defense that gives college basketball teams so much trouble?
Because you don't have a lot of teams that utilize it. We utilized it a lot when I was coaching, and actually the 2013 A&T elite at the top and Marcus Watson.
That one gets knocked away on the floor and picked up by Tyler May. Here comes Beatty. That one taken away by Glenn Sims, just picked his pocket.
Oh, nice pass.
And we have a blocking foul taken down low.
Give May credit. He tried to take the charge, was a little late, and got called for a block. And you'll have Glenn Sims at the line shooting 2.
0, Kyle Duke. At the line for the Cougars, 30.
And unless it's necessary, I don't know if I would play Cam Langley anymore tonight based on the fact that he's injured and the Aggies look like they might be in control of this ball game.
I was a little surprised to see him tonight, but he had a few days off this week to recover as Fillmore flushes it home.
Nice hollow action that time. Watson to Fillmore.
Here comes Sims. A&T trying to apply the pressure. And we have a foul.
Foul charge to 0, Kyle Duke.
North Carolina A&T averaging just 64.5 points per game this season. Doing a nice job keeping opponents at bay, under 70 points per game. But when you see those offensive numbers, those are not typical of a Will Jones coach team. This is a squad that was averaging up near 75, 80 points per game the last couple of seasons in MEAC play.
Well, you have to take your philosophy and apply it to the type of personnel that you have. And I think he realizes that he doesn't have the run and gun kind of team. Plus, he's played some pretty tough opponents on the road, which you've got to be smart with the basketball. And I give the Carver College Cougars a lot of credit. They're moving the basketball and they're hanging in there. I really like Antoine Farrell. He's a nice player. Got lot of game. Nice shot that time.
And Beatty starting to heat up.
And that's what we were talking about early on in the broadcast, that a game like this could get David Beatty going, and so far so good.
And we have a block in the lane taken by Beatty.
think he was in the restricted circle that time because he was there. I'd like to see it on the replay.
Foul charge against number 2, David Beatty. That is his second. At the line, number 5, Bryson Scott.
It's on 4 of 6 shooting. Carver starting to turn up the pressure. Watson, baseline jumper, pure.
Marcus Watson, court 2.
He makes it look so effortless sometimes.
He's a young man with a lot of talent.
That shot is blocked.
Let's hear it for that Aggie team.
Here comes A&T in the other direction. 5 to work with. The layup is good for Tyler May. Here comes Glenn Sims. Lets it fly. He'll lob it for Watson and cannot connect.
And they ran the exact same play to start the game, and it didn't work then. It didn't work this time.
Well, if you'd seen North Carolina A&T on film just a few years ago, you know that Cam Langley used to start every game like that with Ron Jackson, who's now playing overseas in Europe. That was the opening play for every single game of the season.
Yeah, well, okay.
The float pass for Fillmore, and there's the alley-oop.
Good hands that time by Webster Fillmore to throw it down. Aggies starting in man-to-man, high ball screen that Sims didn't utilize.
That one poked out. Langley giving maximum effort, tried to save it.
Great effort that time by Cam Langley. Cam Langley is on our player watch list for the HBCU All-Star game.
Well, Coach, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about the HBCU All-Star game? It's a new event that's taking place Final Four weekend.
Yes, it'll be on Sunday, April the 3rd, in New Orleans at the Final Four, and it's an historic inaugural HBCU All-Star game where we will be selecting the 24 best historically black college and university players from 4 conferences, 2 Division I conferences, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and the SWAC Conference. And the 2 Division II conferences will be the CIAA and the SIAC. And you'll have the MEAC teamed up with the SIAC, and that will be Team John McClendon, and you'll have the SWAC teamed up with the CIAA, and that will be Team Clarence Big House Games. It's going to be a great event.
So will A&T, Hampton, and Tennessee State be able to be involved?
Yes, A&T will be teamed with the MEAC along with Hampton, and Tennessee State University from the Ohio Valley will be teamed with the SWAC.
As the Aggies have come out here in the second half strong.
Aggies sticking with the 1-3-1 half-court trap that's worked very well. And that's a smart move to get Cameron Langley out as he's still basically struggling with that leg injury.
So here come the Carver Cougars. The backdoor pass for Farrell. He'll stop at the free throw line.
Good help that time on the back door by Webster Fillmore. Had Fillmore not been there, that would have been a nice layup for Farrell.
Slide over and help defense has been a struggle this year for North Carolina A&T at times. Apparently, the Aggies have been working on it a lot in practice.
This will be a good game to really work on a lot of things that you need to work on. And that's what you play these kind of games for, to hopefully get a win and also be able to get a look at some guys that you don't normally get the minutes that they would normally get.
That one's stolen away. Here's Beatty, and he'll lay it up and in.
And this game is going to give Beatty his confidence as he's leading the team in scoring right now.
Well, his teammates giving him some razz for not dunking the basketball, but Beatty with the classy move there, understanding the situation and electing for the easy layup. Probably smart, knowing that today is his breakout game. He's been playing a lot better here. You want to keep your confidence up.
Right. You want to make sure you make it. And but he's done an outstanding job. And again, we go back to what we talked about earlier. It was a great question that you asked, and he's doing what I figured he should do.
And that's why you take grad transfers. You look for that leadership and for that ability. Someone who's been there before, and this is a young man who was near the top of the score sheet for LaSalle in his final season up in Philadelphia.
And LaSalle is known for a great program up in Philadelphia.
Scott to the rack, can't finish. And that one will go out of bounds off of Farrell, who was trying to regather himself.
Tell you what, Scott is a good player who's just having a tough night tonight. You can see that he has skills. He's averaging right at 13 points, but the ball, for some reason, is just not the friendly rim for him tonight.
And keep in mind, those 13 points a game are against Division I opponents.
Exactly.
That's not against National Christian College Athletic Association teams. So that's a legitimate 13 points a game.
He's got a chance to be a very good player for the Cougars.
You know, Coach, when you see that, someone averaging 12 and a half, 13 points a game for a team like Carver, playing against Division I opponents, is that an opportunity for teams that are looking to add maybe a bench scorer to potentially find someone to transfer into their program?
The way it is now, Spence, you're 100% correct with the transfer portal. I like to call it free agency in college basketball. You almost have to recruit a whole new team every year. You can never be sure that somebody's going to be back the next year because of the portal situation.
Well, and there's more to balance there too, because while APR had been suspended for a little bit because of COVID, you have to make sure that you maintain a high enough APR score that you're not going to run into trouble with compliance.
When it comes back to being a factor, you're exactly right, because I think right now coaches are just forgetting about it. They're just going after players.
That shot from the wing won't go from Williams, and we have a whistle and a foul on Sincere Holloman.
And getting back to the HBCU All-Star Game, I want to commend our founder and CEO, Coach Travis Williams. This was his brainchild, and he's done an outstanding job of putting together a great staff. I'm actually the National Director of Scouting for the HBCU All-Star Game, but Coach Williams has done an excellent job in creating an opportunity for historically black college and university players to get recognized at the Final Four.
Horton no good from beyond the arc, and here comes Farrell on the run, and that is rejected by Horton, who rushed back on defense. And now Kyle Duke has the basketball, the freshman guard from Toronto, Canada.
What a great block that time by Horton.
Demetric Horton is an extremely athletic young man.
Out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Garner High School.
7 on the. If Demetric Horton can add a consistent drive game to his repertoire, he is going to be a lethal player come Big South season.
Yep, and that's what Coach Jones is hoping for. I'm sure he's giving him some freedom to do those kind of things in a game like this, to kind of experiment, so to speak, with what he's capable of doing on the court.
Second shot on the way and good as well for Demetric Horton. He's got 9 points tonight. Looking to become the third Aggie in double figures, and we have a whistle and a foul.
And again, you're going to need Horton, Watson, and Beatty being able to average in double figures as you get into conference play, along with Cam being the maestro, Langley being the maestro, and the distributor, making sure everybody gets their shot opportunities.
That one won't go, and it's grabbed by May. The feed into the block extended for Morris.
And see, Harry needs to just back him down. Look at the size difference. Throw it in there.
And that one gets kicked out.
You've got to take advantage of the size differential right now that Morris has over the tallest guy for Carver College. He's got about 5 inches on him.
Matthews pulls up and drains the bucket. He's been relatively quiet since the Wake Forest game. No points over the previous 2 since the 15-point affair at Wake Forest.
Well, that was a good look for him to get that ball to go in. Nice drive that time by Farrell for the Cougars.
Duke, a little switcheroo. Nice little head fake there in the lane from the freshman.
He's going to be a good backup for Cam Langley. And as you stated earlier, he did a great job coming off the bench to finish the game against St. Francis when Langley was a little bit under the weather with some injuries.
And Duke will make the first. You may have noticed the number 9 over the heart for North Carolina A&T on the white uniforms. That, of course, in honor of Fatima Shabazz, who passed away because of complications from an aneurysm, a member of the North Carolina A&T women's volleyball team. A graduate student, 22 years old, from Cincinnati, Ohio, and just a terrible, terrible bit of news for someone who, by all accounts, here at North Carolina A&T made the entire community a better place, was a tremendous teammate, competitor in the MEAC in the Big South, and an all-around just great person. And so our thoughts and prayers go out to Fatima's family, her teammates, and the North Carolina A&T community on such a tragic and great loss, gone way too soon at 22 years old.
May she rest in peace, and God bless her family. What a terrible loss. Seeing a lot of second-line guys getting action now for the Aggies. Give a lot of credit to Carver. They still execute. Nice play that time by Scott.
Dylan Scott split 2 defenders and laid it up and in.
Tough basket. Great pressure that time. Great effort on the defensive end by the Cougars. I think that was Farrell.
You have to hand it to Carver. Things do not go their way, and that's a talent problem. But they play hard.
They play hard, and they keep playing.
The turnaround jumper, that one will not fall. Jacobs Holloman with the board. And a little miscommunication there between Auguste and Jacobs Holloman.
Give Holloman credit that time on the offensive glass. Still giving effort, still pressing. Still showing that competitive nature that you want to see in your team at all times.
Here's May. Now Matthews launches it from downtown and puts it home.
Milton Matthews.
Nice string music that time by Matthews.
We have a whistle and a foul, and Robinson will come up limping for North Carolina A&T.
Jeremy Robinson, that's
He'll be charged with the foul. It's his 4th. Team 2nd here in the half.
And for the Cougars, 22, Cameron Kent.
Kent will check in for Carver.
It's a great game to get everybody some PT, a little playing time.
The inside-out set. Farrell, the head fake. Scott. A&T applying the pressure. Falls into the hands of Sims, and that one will roll in.
Nice little spin move that time, body English. Little kiss off the glass.
So now Kyle Duke in charge of the Aggie offense. Takes it to the rack and finishes strong.
Nice Euro step that time by Duke.
Duke has played at the international level, was a member of Canada's U19 squad. And he's got a chance to be a special player here.
It's that first end of a 2-shot foul.
Kyle Duke back in charge. The post feed for Morris, and he lays it in off the window.
Nice look that time from Milton Matthews to Harry Morris. That time a little baseline drive, baseline drift, but made the bounce pass, and he bounced it off the baseline. Nice idea, just didn't complete the play.
If you're A&T, what do you want to work on here over the last 11 minutes?
You want to do just that, get the ball inside to Harry, see if you can build his confidence up. Nice steal that time in anticipation by Tyler May. But you got guys on the floor right now. If you look on the lineup, you got Robinson, you got Duke, you got Milton Matthews, you got Harry Morris. So you want to see if these guys can work together as a unit. That second line team that you're going to need come Big South play, and you want these guys to play hard. Spence, you want them to play hard. You want them to play together and utilize Harry down low because of his size differential. Little sloppiness that last time by the Aggies.
Farrell kicks it out in Greensboro. North Carolina A&T in control. Scott up under and will head to the line.
Again, Dylan Scott has got a chance to be a player. Aggies that time came back in straight man-to-man, and Scott did a great job of navigating the defense, was able to split the two defenders to get to the line to create a foul opportunity for himself.
He'll make that one. Scott 9 points tonight. Him and Farrell tied for the team lead.
They both are very good offensive players.
Checking in for Tyler May, number 3.
Demetric Horton will come on the floor for Tyler May. Second shot up and in, and Scott is the first Cougar in double figures.
Straight man. Defense now being utilized by the Cougars. Aggies playing 4-round 1 with Robinson being the one in the block.
Free throw line jumper won't go, and the rebound is scooped up by Carver College. Sims, that one too strong off the glass. And here comes North Carolina A&T. Matthews has his pocket picked, but it falls into the hands of Kyle Duke. The cross-court look, and Horton now has gone cold.
Big
Robinson
time strong rebound by Robinson. Two-handed strong rebound. Robinson has a nice body, utilizes his upper body strength, kissed it off the glass for the great offensive rebound.
Jeremy Robinson now with 7 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He's also got 6 boards. Matthews pushing it, and he'll take it himself.
Milton Matthews, for 2.
Has a little smile on his face.
Sims slips. That 3 good from Dylan Scott.
Showing his range that time. Nice drive. Almost a nice little reverse layup that time by Duke. Just couldn't finish. The freshman's going to be an excellent player. From Toronto, Canada, went to the Rock School.
That, of course, near Gainesville, Florida, as Duke will go ahead and put it home with the easy lay-in.
Nice Euro step that time by Kyle Duke. And again, he's 6'4", 185, just a freshman. Going to be a great point guard in the Aggies program over the next few years.
Another triple, this time from Antoine Farrell.
I really like Farrell, he and Scott.
Matthews from downtown, that one won't go.
We got a three-point shooting contest right now, Spence.
You know, nothing seems to faze Kyle Duke. He's not afraid to head down low. He'll grab boards. He'll lead the team. He's an all-around kind of guy, and he's always got a smile on his face. I mean, we've met with him a few times, and that seems to be the case. Jeremy Robinson will add to his total. Makes it 2 solid ball games in a row for the Raleigh, North Carolina native.
A nice little up and under scoop shot for Robinson. Speaking of Duke, you love those kind of young men that have an even temperament, and is always a very positive person, and that's what Kyle Duke seems to be.
The float for Watson, and he can't finish.
He's going.
And Duke will hit the front end of the 1-and-1. Free throw shooting has been a struggle, to say the least, for the Aggies this season. Just 58.2% from the line, and today, not much better, 7 of 12.
That's something as you go into conference play that the Aggies certainly need to stress and improve on.
Justin Brooks into the game for the first time, as Will Jones has went deep into his bench.
Young man out of Auburn, Alabama, went to Auburn High School.
Trey Cruz also out on the court, along with Ahmad Hamilton, the younger brother of one of your former players, Amari Hamilton.
I saw Amari at the Wake Forest game. Doing well, coaching. Very proud of the young man.
Talk about a tremendous story. Came to your program as a walk-on. Might have weighed 150 pounds soaking wet, and built himself into a basketball player as Cruz drops it off for Morris, and that one is blocked. Now Cruz in the lane, can't finish, but will head to the line. But then Hamilton ends up becoming a starting guard here at North Carolina A&T.
And give a lot of credit to the coaches that followed me, Jay Joyner and now Will Jones. They both believed and continued to develop Amari, and he was a gym rat, very smart young man, and could always shoot. Just when I was coaching, he just wasn't strong enough to play at the Division I level, but he was in the gym every day and continued to get better and better and better, and ended up playing vital roles for both Coach Joyner and Coach Jones.
Coley, he'll get stuffed, and here comes Farrell. Now it's Scott down the lane, and he'll draw the foul.
Tell you what, Scott has had an outstanding game as far as showing he has the potential to play at this level. Has missed some shots, but has shown that he knows how to play. He and Antoine Farrell.
Jeremy Robinson.
Robinson is fouled out, and so Kyle Duke will come back in. Robinson will finish his night, 9 points, 4 of 7 shooting, 6 boards, and 5 personal fouls.
Nice little free throw touch that time by Scott. Needs to hold his follow through a little longer when he gets it to go down. And Carver College is backed off now, just playing some straight man-to-man. They're working on some things also. Take it strong, and that's what Morris did.
Harry Maurice for 2.
How do you get that to translate to a game against a fellow Division I opponent?
That's a great question, Spence, and it's not easy. You just got to hope that the guys see the film and you put all the positive splices in the film, and you, as a coach, you just keep reiterating it and say, guys, this is what we're capable of doing against any level of competition.
Scott swishes it down.
Doing his thing, Dylan Scott. But you just continue to talk about it, and you show it, and they see it, and then at some point they got to believe it, Spence. The young men have got to believe that they're capable of doing having the same kind of ball game against Winthrop or High Point or some.
Carver College Cougars. North Carolina A&T set for a big matchup over in Greenville, North Carolina on Tuesday against East Carolina.
Very winnable game for the Aggies.
That shot no good from Hamilton, and the rebound falls to the Cougars.
And that wasn't a very smart foul that time by Harry Morris.
So we'll send the Cougars to the line. And it will be Jacobs Holloman, the 55% free throw shooter.
Holloman has been a young man that's given a lot of effort tonight. Been diving on the floor, just playing extremely hard. And that's the thing that I would take away as far as the coach is concerned.
Oh, and it turns out that the foul was not enough for the 1-and-1. It was determined that it will just be a foul on the floor, and so back to play we go. Williams able to bury it.
Sereno Williams. Give the Cougars credit. They're still playing hard, still working hard on the defensive end. Nice little drop pass that time.
Hamilton able to score. Kyle Duke has a ton of confidence out on the floor. Farrell from the free throw line. That one short.
Duke sees
and the rebound somehow went in.
What a lucky bounce that time. But Duke sees the floor very well and is always under control.
You don't see that too often.
He's also charged with the foul. That's his fifth. He's disqualified.
And we have a whistle and a foul. It'll go against Sereno Williams, and he is done for the day with 5 fouls. Stefan Auguste will check in for him. Trey Cruz able to hit the front end of the 1-and-1.
What you hope for two things if you're the coach of the Aggies is, one, you want to win, and two, you want to get out of here without any injuries. So far, you've accomplished both deals.
Jacobs Holloman stuck, feeds it inside. He's got Coley banging down low, and that one rejected.
Big Harry saying, get that stuff out of here, young man.
First time A&T has hit 90 points this season. It has been a struggle to score points for the Aggies this year.
And that was their MO last year.
Duke, the Euro step won't go, and now some miscommunication as Duke and Morris will knock it away from each other. Sincere Jacobs Holloman running the offense for Brian Scott. Auguste to the rack, up and in.
Nice little kiss off the glass by Auguste.
Here's Hamilton to the hole, and he draws the foul. So Ahmad Hamilton will head to the line. We'll have 2 shots to take.
And if he has any of the work ethic that his brother had, he's going to become a really good player for the Aggies. Just working. I mean, that's what Ahmad did. Amar, excuse me. Just was a hard worker in the gym. Was a gym rat, they like to call him.
That one will go for Hamilton. That shot good from the wing.
Cameron Kent showing his range.
The dunk from Morris.
That brings the crowd alive.
Jacobs Holloman. The runner won't go. The rebound to Morris. And here comes Trey Cruz breaking things out. Crossover to the rack, drops it off. And Duke will pull back out with 20 on the shot clock. Brooks. Now it's Duke to the hole, up and in.
Nice and easy move that time by Cal Duke.
You see glimpses of what could make Kyle Duke special.
No doubt.
Kent misses that one. Farrell, the board, the putback.
Nice up and under that time by Farrell. Really like that young man.
Hamilton lays it up and in.
See if the Aggies can, when they're holding it out, I don't think the coach wants them to get 100 on them.
Carver going to take its time on this possession. And that one won't go. Shot clock is off. And Will Jones stands up on the bench and puts the stop sign up. And that should do it for us here in Greensboro, North Carolina A&T.